and who knows what else. The only thing I came back with were books. Hello friends, and welcome to another studio vlog. I'm not really going to be doing anything today because I have a doctor's appointment that I forgot about. But I wanted to go ahead and get you started so that I wouldn't forget, and then it would take forever to make myself start it because I just ended the last one. So everything is out, and we're just going to keep going because if I take a break, I take long breaks, and then it takes me forever to make myself start back up again. So I'm trying my best to be consistent. I am. I don't know. I think we're just going to continue on with where we were if you watched the last one, which will be getting photos of my custom order so I can get it listed, and working on those keychains, and who knows what else, but reworking. I know you're probably tired of hearing me talk about those keychains because it's been like 2 months worth of me talking about them and working on them. I don't know, but I do know that I want to take you along with whatever I'm doing. So I'm starting you today, and I will just see where this goes. What are you doing, cutie cutie? Excuse you, sir? You is very big, sir. You is very big. That fly has gone away, sir. It has gone away. Mr. Falco. Alright, so it's been beautiful and sunny, no clouds, blue skies for like the last 3 days. And then, of course, the day I pick to film an update, all clouds. But I thought we haven't had a book chat in a while. So I thought I'd talk about some of the books that I have been reading lately. So a few weeks ago, during Memorial Day weekend, I went to a craft show. It was called Fairies and Folk, and wings were encouraged but not required. And so we all made our own fairy crowns to wear at the event, and we all had different ones and whatnot. I don't really have a picture of me wearing it. Mine was all butterflies, and it was so cute, and they were all fluttering around my head, and I loved it so much. But I do have a picture of me wearing it in a picture. It just is not technically a picture of me. So here's what it is, and now it lives up on my flower box over there, and it makes me happy every time I look at it. But I said all that to say that I went to a craft show, and the only thing I came back with were books. There were several author tables at the event, and so I bought their books, and they were signed because the authors were there selling them. They're all self-published books. I think that's probably pretty obvious since they were selling at a craft show. The first one I forgot to get off the shelf, but it's called A Single Spark by Mandy Burkhead, I think. And I didn't really read what this book was about when I bought it. I just kind of bought it. And I just went to look on Goodreads because I didn't know what it was about to give you a summary of it. And now I'm a little scared because the reviews were kind of awful. Now granted, there's only 4 reviews of this book, but it's still a 2-star review. So now I'm a little worried. But in any case, I don't really know the exact plot, but it has like witches and witch hunters and fae and a pet wolf. So I'm still intrigued, and I'm still gonna give it a go. Okay, I thought I was gonna be able to show you this, but I don't think I'm going to be able to, so we'll have to do an overview or an overhead shot of these books because they're kind of heavy. But next one is Legend of the Wildlings by Brittney Brewer. That was the second book that I bought at the craft show, and I am actually currently reading this one. I am buddy reading this with my cousin Brittney, not the author, but her name is Brittney. She recently moved in across the street, actually. And so now I finally have a person in my real life to read books with, because she's a big reader as well. But we both got this. Actually, we both bought both books there, so we're probably going to read them all together. But we started with this one. So this one is very, very much like the Unmentionable Magic School series. And I mean very, very much. So I'm only about a little over 100 pages in. And I've been marking every single time there's been a direct pull, like borderline, if not actual plagiarism from that series. And it's a lot. So if you're looking for an alternative, you might try this. But it's basically that story mixed with Fae and Norse mythology. So I'm really, really hoping that once all the groundwork is laid out, it'll start be a lot more original than what we're getting right now. Because, I mean, it's almost the exact same story, just gender swapped. But I'm not liking it. Like, it's not bad. It's not the best, but it's not bad. I'm not liking it, like I said. But I'm just hoping for more originality as we go by. I'm reading very, very slowly. Like I said, I'm buddy reading this, and she is a single mom of 3 young boys. So we're reading on her schedule, not mine. So I'm very slowly going through this one. I guess I'll keep you updated as we go through it. But I'll show you all the marks that I've made, and you're going to be like, what in the world? Because it's a lot. It's a lot. Every one of those marks is a direct reference to the other series. Alright, so those were the 2 books I bought at the craft show, and then the rest of these are other books. So the next one, which was May's pick for the Story Continued book club, it was Lilith by Nikki Marmery. Nikki Marmery. And I don't normally buy the book club picks because I never know if I'm going to like them, because generally they're not books I picked for myself. But this one was one of my suggestions, like one that I had interest in, and I was so excited for this one because I thought I was going to absolutely love it, so I went ahead and bought it. And I didn't love it. I enjoyed it well enough when I was reading it, and at times the writing was really, really lovely, and there were several quotes and things that I did mark in the book, which is like my version of annotating, underlining, and whatnot. But overall, it was kind of pretty lackluster, and so I guess I should explain what this book is about if you don't know. So in Jewish mythology, Lilith was Adam's first wife, so Adam and Eve being the first humans, the first man and woman on earth. But in Jewish mythology, before Eve, he had another wife called Lilith, and she gets kicked out of Eden and is vilified, and he turned into a demon and all those things. And so it was basically a retelling of that myth from Lilith's point of view, and it turned it around and made it very feminist and empowering, I guess, or at least that's what it was trying to do. And I had so high hopes for it. I thought I was going to love it so much. But I think a lot of it was for me because I'm not well versed in the biblical events that were in this book, because it happened over a very, very, very long period of time, and it was basically taking different events in both the Christian Bible and then the Jewish Torah, and kind of inserting Lilith into those stories and telling them from the women's perspective instead of the men's as it is in the original text. And because I don't really know anything about the events in the Bible other than the big things that kind of happened, there were no segues into where we were and why this event was happening. It was just like, boom, we're in this event, boom, we're in this event. So for me, it was a little confusing because I didn't have any context outside of what this book was giving me. And then it also dragged out for a very, very long time. It was the same thing over and over again. So by the end, it really fell flat, I guess. I mean, it was still a fine book. I think I ended up giving it 4 stars, but it's probably more like a 3.5 star in reality, because I haven't really thought about it after I put it down, even though I enjoyed it well enough while I was reading it. So unfortunately, that one was let down, and even more so because I expected to love it. And then back in January for my birthday, I was gifted Pestilence by Thalassa. I read that one, And I really, really loved it. Like, I had interest in that book or this series, the Four Horsemen series, before. And so when I got that book, I was excited. I loved the first book. It was so much fun. It was quick, fast read. And so I went ahead and I bought the remainder of the series, because it's a 4-book series for the Four Horsemen of the Apocalypse. And each horseman gets their own book in the series. And so the first one is Pestilence, and then there's War, Famine, and Death. And I just finished book 3, Famine, and I am just, ugh. So each book so far, it's been exactly the same. Like, it's a different horseman, yes. It's a different woman, yes. But the personalities of the horseman and the woman are exactly the same. The plot line in all 3 of these books has been exactly the same. And so I've been reading the same book over and over and over again. And in my first Laura Thalassa series that I read, which was the Bargainer series, I loved it. I loved that whole entire series. It was amazing. It was another romantasy, so it was romance heavy, but it also had another overarching mystery plot that tied the whole series together. And so far, this one has not had that. It's the only underlying thing that connects them is that they're each a different phase in the apocalypse. The end of the 3rd book, the end of Famine, the one that I just finished, did kind of start to bring them all together, which I guess will be in the next book, in the 4th book, where all the horsemen that have came before are going to band together to stop their brother Death in the next book, I think is how this last one led up to. So I'm going to finish it because I only have 1 book left, and I bought all of them physically, and I also bought them on Audible so I could just listen to them. But ugh. So maybe the next one will be better because it's going to have some kind of plot to it instead of it being like, when I say it's the same, I mean it is the exact same formula in every single book. I couldn't tell you the difference in personality between any of these characters because they're all exactly the same. So I am, like I said, I'm going to finish it because I only have 1 book left, but I can't say I recommend the series. I do recommend The Bargainer. I will always recommend The Bargainer, but not this one. And then lastly, my current listen, because I don't normally read 2 books at one time. My brain doesn't like that. But because I'm reading The Legend of the Wildlings so slow, and it doesn't have an audiobook, I need something else to fill in my time in between. So I'm currently listening to June's pick for the Story Continued book club, which is An Education in Malice by S.T. Gibson. And this one, so back in, I think it was October, because this was our, we read A Dowry of Blood by S.T. Gibson as our group read for the Fall and Winter readathon that we co-hosted last year. And we all, everybody who read that book loved it so much, including myself. And so we were really, really excited to get that this one was coming out, An Education Malice. And I'm about halfway through it now, and it too is just kind of lackluster. It's not gripping me the way the A Dowry of Blood did. And while the writing is okay, it's not as beautiful and poetic as Dowry was, which is more of what I was expecting, especially because they are set in the same world as each other. Where A Dowry was the Brides of Dracula retelling, this one is a Carmilla retelling. I've never read Carmilla, but I do know that it predates Stoker's Dracula. Like, this was the original vampire story, and it's a sapphic story. And Education Malice is a Carmilla retelling that is also a dark academia. So I am not loving it. I'm not liking it, but I'm not loving it either. So I am in really desperate need of a good book. I need a good book. If you have any suggestions of books that you loved or books that helped you get out of a reading slump, please let me know, because I really, really want a good book. I need a good read right now. Okay, so I've actually made quite a lot of progress on stitching the letters. So I'm almost done with them, which is really exciting, because then we can start actually putting them together, or at least attempt to put them together to make sure everything's going to work okay. But I think it will with the new way that I'm going to be doing it, but I suppose we won't know until we get there. It's been several days since I last updated, or like did an update, filmed an update, so I'm not exactly sure what else I need to wrap up. I think the last thing we did was book chats. Oh, well, I guess I could update you on that as well. Today I just finished an education in Malice, and it was okay. It was fine. It was not Dowry of Blood by any means. It wasn't bad. I still gave it like 3 stars, maybe 3.5. It was still a decent book. It just wasn't what Dowry was, you know? So I think I've decided to pick up Chirping Arcadia by Kit Mayquist. It's a recent buy for me. I bought it during a book outlet sale, so I kind of stocked up on some books, and so I think I'm gonna try that one. I did listen to a sample of the audiobook as well, and it sounds very lovely. So I think I'm gonna try that one, and I will keep you updated. I think I'm gonna have to take a week off from filming. I'm already like 2 weeks ahead as far as posting the last vlog and this one, and then I do have another video that I can put out, so hopefully there won't be an actual gap in the content that you get. I'm just gonna have to take a week off of filming, so I'm not gonna immediately start the next vlog like I've been doing, but I am still going to be hopefully within a week starting the next one as well. But I'm going to continue stitching and I'm going to get it all finished, and then hopefully by the time I finish stitching, I'll be able to start the next vlog so that we can put them together. So, as always, I thank you so very much for being here, and I hope that means I see you soon.